Hey, good morning everyone. Riley Foster here. What's in the garden? Hey, this is a little series that I do. Last year we got caught by a hailstorm, which just pummeled the plants. And the blueberries got destroyed, but we got a few. This year, so far, this is May the 5th. Look at that. That's a cabbage. Well, if you don't know that, you probably shouldn't be gardening. But that's my foot. That's size 13 shoe, so that'll give you an idea the size of that cabbage. What's really wild is I put 9 of these in, and as they go down the hill, they get bigger. Now you notice some of them got some pretty significant bites on them. Well, I went through here and took about 30 minutes, and I found all of those little jackass worms, cabbage worms or whatever they call them, chewing on my plants, and I picked them off and killed them. But look at this one here. This thing, well, that's probably 2 foot in diameter. So there's my row of cabbage. I love cabbage. Cook it up with some ham and stuff like that. But my wife's mother, her people are out of the UK back in the, I think the label said 1700s, is when these bean plants were started. And I call it an honor to get the seeds from that string of bean plants, and they've been keeping them going since the it's that, like I said, the label said 1700s. These are pole beans, and I got to get in here and clean all this out, which is not a big problem. But these are pole beans. These down here, these 2 or 3, they're up about, I guess, about 8 inches. They look really healthy. What's really wild, when I opened the bag up, they didn't look like green beans. The seeds didn't. They looked, sounds sick, but they looked weird shaped, like baby teeth or something. So I thought, well, I don't think any of those will take off. And I planted, I think it's 25, 30 in little cells, and this many came up. So I'm going to keep these going and mark them so I can keep that heirloom variety going. I'm kind of anxious to see. I got this old trellis that I let it grow up on. I did this fencing, good God, 30 years ago, and there was a chunk of fencing I did in Chapel Hill in the historical district, and this was a part that came back. But yeah, I let the beans grow up on it. And then over here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, and these are sweet potatoes. And again, I don't plant acreage of garden. I can't eat it, I can't work it, and I don't need it. So it doesn't make sense for me to plant all that and not be able to take care of it. I can take care of this little 40 by 50 foot square, keep it clean, keep the vegetables happy. I use no chemical fertilizer sprays. And so far, like I said, this is the 5th of May. I just got in here yesterday and used my little rototiller to clean this up. Let's see if I can't find that tag. It's a jalapeno pepper right there. But I found 4 of these giant Marconi, but they are supposed to be, I've had these before, they get huge. They are sweet and just burgundy red. Those plants are over 1 foot tall already. And like I said, this is May, and I think I was actually going to cut back this year, but I think there's still about 18 pepper plants, various varieties. I do have yellow, red, and green. I want 1 green bell pepper. They don't agree with me much anymore. That dang thing called getting older. But this one, oh, there's a jalapeno peppers also. So I got 4 jalapeno peppers. And then over here are my tomatoes. And you can see they're very healthy looking. Yeah, look at that. And there's probably 16 tomato plants. Some of them, I know this is crazy, This little guy here, he actually has a tomato on it already. But hopefully there'll be no aphids. If there is, you can make a soap and water solution and spray aphids, and it just, well, it gets them off the plants, because they'll destroy a plant. Now these last 4, I love these guys for cooking and stuff like that. These are Romas. There's 4 Romas, and let me tell you something. You won't, well, I won't eat all that comes off of 4 Roma plants. These guys here there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6 crookneck squash, and these things will get 36-inch plants. I have to keep them cut back so that I can get through the walk path. But they'll produce an enormous amount of squash, and I eat some of it, but I wanted to try some of these. They're called butternut squash, and they get big also. And you cut those, and they say you can either use them for a truck stop or food, but you have to cook them, cut them in half, hull them out and fill them full of something and cook them in the oven, and we're going to see how that works. I got one more strip right here. Not quite sure what I'm going to put in it yet, but I'll find something. These guys, there's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, looks like about 20 okra plants right there, and they're about 2.5 foot tall, or excuse me, 2.5 inches tall. And then I've got cucumbers here, and I'll put a trellis up here and let these cucumbers grow straight up. But the next are my rows of green beans, and that's 3 rows about 30 foot long, and these are heirloom green beans, yellow wax, and I think the other ones are Kentucky ones. I have to look at it. I've used so many different ones over the years, but I love these things, man. They grow really hardy, and I'm hoping this year to be able to get a lot more out of it. Last year we had a family crisis and had to deal with that, so the garden kind of went to whoever wanted to come and pick it. So this year we're going to get a bunch. Now last year the blueberries got hammered by the hailstorm. This year looks like, oh good Lord, 20 times more blueberries on here. I'm hoping that we don't get hit by another hailstorm, because I will have blueberries to put in the freezer. Man, look at these guys. They are literally, they're hanging to the dirt. I'm gonna have to prop some of them up. Look, all underneath here, these are all, and I will get under there and get all that weeds out. I gotta run my little rototiller under there. And by the way, that's what I do all this with. I run the little rototiller up through there, and it's like rowing a boat. You just let it go forward, pull it back, and move it. Let it go forward, pull it back, and move it. And you can keep this place, well, it looks like I swept it. I mean, it's nice. But look at these green beans. They're just, blueberries. They're just covered up, almost every one, all up here in the tops. Look at that. And there's 9 of these plants that run up through here. And again, I started cleaning out from under this one and these 2 up here in the corner. So, but that'll give you an idea of what's in the garden on May 5th. If you don't have your garden in, you better get your butt in gear, because you're going to need some fresh vegetables come summer and fall. Oh, and right here I put my mammoth sunflower seeds and zinnias, and then regular sunflower seeds, so it'll be a kind of a 3-tier color to attract the honeybees. There's another one of those blueberries. I can't get over that. Well, yeah, I can. Look at this. I mean, healthy, beautiful blueberries. So guys, hold on one second. I'm going to go over here and give you kind of a panoramic view, or an overview. So hold on one second. All right, that's what's in the garden. Come on, get you some. Look at that. Now, guys, remember to like, share, comment. Thanks, and have a great day.